Okay, today is December 3rd, 2017, and right now at 11:15 p.m. we have a temperature of 46 degrees in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is 78%. I double checked that. 78%. The dew point is 40 degrees, and the barometer's down at 30.03 inches. And so we have a wind forecast. We've been told by the people on TV that we've got a wind forecast coming up. And that is the heads up for all the arsonists out there. We've got fire weather, we're told, on the way. But let's look at the maps here. We've got the northeast Pacific water vapor loop. You can see a gigantic right angle right up here over Alaska. This is looks like a single low pressure system, but on the surface analysis map it is shown as two low pressures. So this is a system here, a storm that is being manipulated by a satellite-based transmitter, probably microwave or laser. This straight edge right here extends. If you measure this and lay it right on the corner of if you extend the corner of the country out over Vancouver and down, this straight edge extends all the way from the corner down to past Point Conception, Vandenberg Air Force Base, right down here in California. That straight edge all the way from the corner of Washington State, which is Vancouver Island actually, all the way down there to Vandenberg Air Force Base. We put the straight edge on there. You can see how well that fits into that contour. So Mother Nature does not generate right angles. That's just basic stuff that we learn and should learn in about the 5th grade. Okay. Mother Nature does not generate right angles in nature. Got some frozen maps. Let's take a look next at the Alaska water vapor loop, and we can get an idea of the size of this right angle here. Look at this. This is amazing. This thing is gigantic. Alaska is, I think, 2.5 times the size of Texas, and we can see the span here. This is a pretty big right angle. And notice that a lot of this moisture is peeling off clockwise right up here. That's the high pressure, the descending air created by this transmitter manipulation right here, causing this right angle. Okay, we'll come back to that map. We're having some technical difficulty here. Right here in the northeast Pacific IR map, we can see the manipulation. Also, we have a low pressure system located right about halfway between the islands and the mainland. This is a low pressure system. It's forecasted to move to the south. It looks actually stationary right about there. It's not moving east or west. And once again, there's a 0 rain forecast for the next 10 days here in the Southern California area. Let's go to this is the western U.S. water vapor loop. And we can see a channel. I call this an electronic fence right through here. This is separating this activity here, this developing low pressure system. We have a tropical flow right into Southern California and Mexico. We saw sporadic chemtrail spraying today. We had heavy spraying yesterday, Saturday. You can see high pressure being installed right here to block this next. This is part of that big storm up over Alaska right here. You can see refresh that. All right, this is that frontal system, which is moving towards the U.S. That's going to be blocked. What are the chances of all of these low pressure systems adjacent to California, right near California, not delivering any rain? We see that the low that passed through here a couple of days ago on the last report that we did has moved east, and we see it starting to develop out here. If we look at the Doppler map, you can see that there's some rain and snow where this low has moved. So they didn't allow, these terrorists controlling the weather didn't allow any precipitation over this area here, but yet this low moves out into Colorado and Utah, and what do we see? They let it deliver some snow and develop into a weather system. There it is right there, moving away. No rain for 10 days on the weather.com app. Okay, let's take a look at the surface analysis map. We can see this is a dual low pressure system. It's marked 960, 965 millibar for these two low pressures. This is a storm, developing gale also. These two, these are moving to the north. We have a low right over, looks like Nevada or California with a trough shown. And then we have that low right out between the Hawaiian Islands and the mainland, which is shown to be moving south. But actually, it's just sort of in a stationary pattern. It almost looks like there's a right angle forming on this area right here. So we've got wind on the menu, according to the television weather. And that is the wake-up call, the heads up to the arsonists who may start fires here over the next 4 days. We're expected to have some wind over the next few days. So, and I think the reason is we've got this, there's a low pressure marked on the map, on that surface analysis map. We've got this thing dropping down right here. This has a transmitter on it. That's why we're seeing the black. We do have some counterclockwise rotation right in this area. Right here. We'll have to see what develops. We've got this flow right here, which has been moving in for several days. This will continue to, depending on where this moves, if it moves back north into Southern California, we will see the chemtrails continuing. That will prevent the rain. Here we see the IR map for the western U.S. There's plenty of moisture moving in, but no rain because of the spraying. The jets are up spraying the chemtrails, which stop the lift in the atmosphere. Okay, so this is a tropical flow. We should be seeing rain from this, but there's been no rain at all. Nothing. Look at the Doppler map once again. There's nothing. Come back to that. This is quite amazing. That is a gigantic right angle right there. And notice that clockwise rotation right off the corner. So the effort here is to prevent the moisture from wrapping back into that vortex, which is being isolated. You can see the counterclockwise rotation there. This is such a big low that so it looks like they're having a little bit of trouble stopping the counterclockwise rotation right there. We'll have to keep an eye on this. That is really something. Okay, so we've got a 10-day outlook with no rain, despite all this weather moving through the West Coast. That is something else. So these terrorists that have complete control of our weather are not allowing it to rain. They've kept the spigot off. We've had a total of 0.37 inches of rain this season. Okay. Out here on the East Coast, this map is now frozen. You can see the Great Lakes are getting some weather. Go back to the Doppler map, we can see that. Up here over Wisconsin, Minnesota, we're seeing some rain. Out here is the back on the West Coast, we have the swell report. 36-foot swells from that giant storm with the right angle on it. 36-foot swells. And we have the jet stream right into California. Yet no rain. No rain for the next 10 days. There it is. Probably see more chemtrail spraying tomorrow based on this flow pattern moving back to the north. You can see some pretty deep water vapor moving right towards California. So by tomorrow morning, we should expect to see some very heavy spraying by these specially equipped jets to maintain the capping inversion layer, and that will prevent the rain over the next few days while these terrorists engineer an offshore wind event. We've got an offshore wind in the forecast. So we'll see how that unfolds, and we'll do another update later. That's it.